I'm gonna go back over what we kind of talked about in the last couple of lessons, just to refresh our mind by looking at our anchor chart, which I think it's backwards for you guys and you can't read it, but I'll read it out loud to you. So to make reading the best it can be, which is what we're talking about, you will find a good reading spot. You will choose books you love. You will talk about books. You will read books like they're gold. You will check that books are just right or within reach. And then you will study your reading patterns and set new goals, which is what you did yesterday. Okay, so today we're going to talk about setting up systems to find and share books. Okay, so to answer this question, I'm reading off the wrong page. Let me start back over again. All right, so we'll each need to think about how we found books we love in the past. Okay, so go ahead and quickly think about that. All right, and we'll also need to think a little creatively to figure out what kind of system will work, especially in this virtual classroom. All right, so in this reading community. So I'll start off by sharing just one system that other classes have adopted or used. As you listen, excuse me, as you listen, think about whether this might work in our room. So in quite a few classrooms, the teacher and kids work together to reorganize the classroom library so that the books are in categories or on shelves that echo the class's interest. Okay, so I did this last year, and I know some of you did this last year too. So there might be a shelf labeled sports books and another shelf called friendship troubles. Often there are bins for serious books too, so those are easy to find. As kids reorganize the library, they find books that catch their interest. All right, so let's go ahead and start a list of systems for finding great books. So I'll go ahead and write down on my paper. One thing we have already is categorizing books into bins. Does anyone else have a good way to sort books besides categorizing them into bins? Heavenly, go ahead and unmute yourself. What's your thinking? Heavenly.
Yeah.
You've had your hand raised. What's your thinking? How could we categorize our books? Or how could we sort our books?
Sorting our books is you could sort all the big ones from all the blue ones.
All the big ones from the little ones? Okay, so we could do by size. All right, let's go with Irsu.
History.
Yeah, we could sort them by category, by the category. Let me try the word again. By the category. So we could do them by history, or if they're not history. So I'm just going to write category, okay? I think I spelled that right. I don't think I did. All right, Niley.
Like if books that are like hard, and then other books that are floppy.
So we could categorize by level, do you think? All right, so I'm going to write level, or the level of difficulty. How's that? Level. All right, what else? Any other ways we could categorize books?
What? What?
Easy order.
Who said that? Caitlin, what did you say?
I said ABC order.
Oh, we could do it in alphabetical order. Oh, alphabetical is a hard word for me to spell. I'll try my best. Alphabetical order. All right, anyone else have an idea of how we could categorize our books so we can find great books? Let me scroll to see hands. No one else? All right, awesome. I think this is a great list to start off with. All right, so today we're going to do an inquiry or an investigation. I was thinking we could think about how to, wow, I'm really struggling to talk today, aren't I? Let me just restart this whole thing. So I was thinking that we could think about how to develop systems for finding good books right here in our classroom, even though we're virtual. So we already came up with our list. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys to help me. So when you have an idea of a system that might work for the virtual library, so let's say like Epic, or if we create a list, give me a thumbs up if you have an idea for virtual libraries of how to help other kids find good books. Give me a thumbs up when you have that idea. All right, I'll give you a hint. Do you remember what we did last week? How I let you guys get on Epic and then we came back and shared what book we read? Do you remember what that was called? A book. Gabe?
Book Buzz.
Yeah, Book Buzz. So let's go ahead and create another chart to help us help others find great books. So we could do a Book Buzz. What else could we do to help others find great books? Destiny?
Read them like gold.
Yep, so when you're reading, you need to read like gold, but we're going to focus on how to help others find a good book. So not how do you find a good book, how are we going to help others find a good book? Who else has an idea? Niley, are you just stretching? All right. Who else has an idea? Do you think we could, now Book Buzz is similar to this, but do you think we could maybe write reviews on books and post them somewhere so the whole class could see? Yeah, do you think that's a good idea? So we'll do book reviews. Anyone else? Make sure you're paying attention and not dancing. What about, now this kind of goes along with what Miss Moore had you guys do this week in art, but what if we made like a picture or a drawing that represents that book? Do you think that would help others find a good book? Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to put a picture / drawing of the book. All right, does anyone else have anything else to add to that list, or do you think we got it all? All right, do you think maybe we could interview older grades to see what their favorites were from last year? Do you think that's a good idea? All right, I'll write that down. So we'll interview, let's say fourth graders. Okay. I'm thinking, did you guys know they post lists or they put out lists of best sellers in newspapers or on Amazon and things like that? Did you know they did that? Like the New York Times bestseller list. Do you think we could look at those to see what good books we could read?
Well, first we would have to order them, and that would take a long process.
Yep.
And the second thing is that how would we make it in like a day? You'd either have to order it on like the day it would sell, because then it would come faster in the day. So
Yep. So that might, or we might have them in our classroom already. All right, so I think this is an awesome chart so far, a list. So I will go ahead and take a picture of these things and add them to our Canvas page today. Okay. So before we leave, there are a couple of things we can get started on right away. So you can go ahead and start to make lists on Epic, okay? Or actually today we'll do another book buzz, but all of this will get us started figuring out systems for finding great books for yourself and others is another critical way that you can build a successful reading life. This is something you can do from now on to make reading the best it can be. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add making systems to find great books or sharing great books up on our anchor chart. Okay, so here's that little post-it. Okay. All right, so does anyone have any questions about setting up systems for finding or sharing great books? Oscar.
It's not a question about that, but my school computer is really not working.
It's okay.
But
Okay.
so I might be a little slow with the independent work and stuff.
That's okay. And you can always do it too when you get home, okay? All right, so do we have any questions about setting up systems? No? All right. I'll go ahead and show you your independent work for today. So let me get to Canvas. Oh, I'm already there. And then Akela, so I figured out how to fix your Canvas page, okay? So I will put you in a breakout room at the end, okay? So you can see all the classes, okay? All right. Here we go. Who can tell me, what do I click on to find our reading independent work? All right,
Press
Gabe,
reading.
go ahead and unmute yourself, Gabe.
you press reading.
Reading. Okay, now what? Heavenly?
Go down to Wednesday.
Is today Wednesday?
Thursday.
It's Thursday. So before I scroll down to Thursday, remember Destiny, Irisu, Nino, and Niley. Oh, I really struggle with that. I'm going to put you guys in a breakout room at the end as well, okay? And we'll do our small group. So I'm going to scroll to Thursday. I'm going to click on it. Here's our checklist for today. So you'll add your book buzz to the discussion board, and I will show you that discussion board here in 1 minute. You'll get on Lexia for 15 minutes, and then you'll read a book, or you can get on Epic if you don't have any books at home. Remember, every time you read, I want you to add to your reading log. Okay, who can tell me, where is your reading log? How do I find my reading log? Where do I find that? Oscar?
The log. The log.
Yep, your reading log. Where do you find that?
You go to. I kind of forgot.
You kind of forgot. That's all right. Anyone else remember how to get to our reading log? Caitlin?
Google Drive.
Google Drive. All right, so you can either search for Google Drive and click it from there, but since I'm on my school computer, I'm just going to go ahead and go to the apps, go to Drive, and then I'm going to go to my reading log. Okay, so I'm going to search for that and I'm going to click enter. Okay, so I have your guys' reading log. If you haven't already, make sure you share that with me so I can see what you are reading, okay? So here's the original reading log. I'm not going to type in it right now, okay? But make sure you share it with me so I can see what you're reading, okay? I still have about 10 of you who haven't shared it with me yet. All right, and then at 9:45, we'll have our read aloud, okay? So let me go ahead and show you our BookBuzz discussion board. So you're going to click on the colored people with the little text messages boxes above them. You're going to click on that icon. And then it has the picture of what a BookBuzz is. Remember, you say the title and the author. You tell what it's about, but don't spoil the ending. Because then I don't want to read it if I know the ending. Then you say why you liked it and what kind of reader would like it. So you'll go ahead and hit reply down here at the bottom. You'll type out your BookBuzz, so you'll type it there, and then you'll hit post reply. Does anyone have any questions on that? Make sure you raise your hand so I can see you.
I'm sorry, Miss Stanfield, I have one question about the BookBuzz.
Yep.
Are they supposed to use the BookBuzz idea that you put on there, or are they supposed to get creative on their own and do it?
So this is just like the format for a BookBuzz.
Okay.
So as long as they say the title and author, tell what it's about, and then why they liked it, then that would be considered a BookBuzz. But they can say anything they want about the book.
Okay, because I didn't know if you wanted it like exactly like that, because the way you have it set up. So
no, so if you just want to type it out, that's fine. Or if you want to do 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, because I'm just saying, because I mean, she's never done something like that before, so I didn't know if you wanted exactly like that, or if they're able to get creative on their own too.
Yeah, they can be creative with it. You don't need to make this picture at all, because this is this is a picture that someone wrote to help you see how to organize it or to organize your thoughts, but no, it doesn't need to look like that at all.
Okay, I just wanted to know. Thank you.
No problem. Does anyone else have any other questions?
So I think we're supposed to do Epic or read a book, and then if we do both of those things, we go on our BookBuzz and tell people how to find a book to read.
Yep.
And then we do the read aloud at 9:45.
Yep. So you'll have this BookBuzz discussion that we can always come back if you ever need a book to read. You can always look to see what other kids recommended. And then you will get on Lexia for 15 minutes, okay? And then our read aloud at 9:45.
Right after we do our BookBuzz, we get on Lexia.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if we still have time, we can take a break, right?
Yep. That's exactly what I was about to ask.